Good morning, everyone. I am. Baby's great. Thanks for asking. Sorry, the squawk's talking to my ear, so I'm like frozen from. It's hard to speak and listen to them at the same time. Nice, Adam. Yeah, the if you had the stomach for it, the it did pick the high today. The indicator did. Show it to you guys right there. It nailed it. Yeah, not bad actually. Sleep's not been too bad. Thank you, Stephen. Did anyone get an email by chance? Oh, we have 253 people now. Sure, you did. Hi, Murray. It's doing great. That's funny, Julian. Oh, okay. Hey, Cyrus. There he is.
Here I am. Mike. Hey. Uh-huh. I'm just going on right now. I'll come in a bit. Yep. All right. Greetings. Geez, we already have 300 people here. This is fantastic. I love it. What a fast market, Matt, huh?
Yeah. It
Let me
doesn't
just get,
look fast because of
but it
how distorting the candles are.
bids and offers are off. Price quotes are off. Trust me, it's a fast market. It's not, if you're not trading right now, you're not being dumb. Let's just put it that way. This premiums are very expensive. If you're doing e-minis, that's okay. Let me just go here. Give me 1 second. Second. There you are. There you are on YouTube. Oh, we got 48 people. Hey, Infinitely. Hey, Martin. Who is the trader who advertises he does not charge and invites tuning in to observe? That's me. I don't charge and I invite tuning in to observe. Hey, Martin. Jody, Bill, Steve, Liberty, Richard. Hey, how are you guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Let me say hello to everybody here. I'm wearing my t-shirt today. I may be wrong, but it's highly unlikely that Ken got me. Thank you, Ken, if you're here. We got, let me see who's in here. We got Julian, we got Mary, we got Stan, we got Mark, we got Doris, Ben, Jill, Jesse, Julian, Bob. Yeah, 6.5 hour roller coaster ride. It looks like it. Mary, we got Adam, Kirk. I know I need a haircut. I'm getting a haircut on Wednesday. You saved me $1,200 today. I love that. Ken says, just got out of class, can blow my mind as well as you can. Yep, yep. Sitting on my hands, Polly. Good. Phil says, did you get the price? Did you get the t-shirt for Prices Right? You're looking more comfortable on the beach. No, I haven't. I haven't gotten it yet. Ivano, Brendan, Garen, Murray. Hey, Murray. Reminds me of the women I know. Murray. Murray gets no respect. Cyrus, WV Moore. Uh, I love the t-shirt. Glad I am not an ARC. No, 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 no. Rick, Gus, good morning. Kane had a great session. I bet he did. Made $2,500. I can't download volume chart on AZP. Download it on Sunday. Good, good, good. Sherman, hello there. Bob, if you're sitting on your hands, you're making money. Yes, 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 yes. I love the shirt. Tricky conditions indeed. Back from Maui. I want to be back from Maui. Do you hear this, Matt? That should be illegal.
Yeah.
You and I need to go to Maui. You and I need a vacation, Matt.
Yeah. Especially after the
Philip,
last 2 weeks.
I bet. Vernon, PJ. Hey, PJ. Philip, I think. Oh, actually, it's Philip. It's not PJ. It's Philip. Vernon. Wait a minute. Is it PJ? It is PJ. Hey, PJ. How are you? Hi. I hope everything got straightened out at the brokerage firm. Got at Gitano. Hello, Gitano. FTSE's down 6%. Not good. Donald, Fred, Pieti Brog, hello, Julian. I'll be starting in just literally a minute. I just want to say hi to everybody and let the room fill up. We'll be starting in just a second. Saw the Alpha Zone trade arrow, but was too yeah, me too. Me too, Sherry. You're not the only one. I want to show people that. Please give us some tips on trading E-minis. Sandra, you mean the 5 hours worth were not enough? Let me give you a tip for trading E-minis. Vivek says made 900% on SPY call, but only 5 contracts Alpha Zone. Oh, yeah. You get that, Matt?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, all right. Now, I want to show you guys something cool. So I didn't take this trade. I didn't even see this trade till hindsight, and I wasn't even thinking of taking trades. So I'm not going to take any credit for this. But I want to show you this. This is the Alpha Zone Pro today. Tell me, does it, honestly, I'm not kidding. Does it get better than that? Can you see my screen, Matt?
No.
Ah, curses. Let me share my screen. Wrong screen. Now I'm sharing the wrong screen.
SMH and QQQ.
Yeah, here we go. Now can you see my screen?
Yep.
Folks, look at this. And I wasn't looking for it. I totally missed it. Even if I saw it, I wouldn't have taken. Not taking any credit for it because of the market conditions. But look at this thing. Look at this thing. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the arrow. That's the high of the day. We got the bar. We got our likely move. We got our reversal bar. We got the highlight. We get in, and that's the high of the day. It literally picked the high of the day today. Look at that. This thing, and by the way, I hate to say, I didn't even notice it till just now, but it also picked the low of the day. It's pretty good in these market conditions. And Matt, look how it did here. Look at this arrow right here.
Yep.
Look at that.
Nailed it.
Nailed it right here too. Yeah, but the problem is right now, folks, premium is like 2.5 to 3 times what it's supposed to be. But you got to admit, that's pretty darn cool. That's pretty darn cool. Greetings from Mid-Sun Quanto, final hour. Hey, Angie. Trump just on TV trying to distract calm markets. He created phenomenal Donald Duck. Yeah, AZP gets all the credit for it. Bodine made $650 on the minis. Good. You get that, Matt? Good. You get all that stuff. That's good. I like that. Yeah, but that is fantastic. That is fantastic. But I love how best day ever day trading both ways. E-minis, yes. E-minis, yes. Options, no. But I mean, look at this thing. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, and 3. All 3. The last 3 pivots. It got perfectly. Options are very expensive right now. Petroid did 3 strangles on the Qs last 3 hours. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. All right. Where would you have entered the trade? Right here. You would have entered the trade right here. Right there. You wouldn't have gotten this signal till this bar was done, and it would have been done right here. So ideally, you would have entered it right there. Right there. Now, don't feel bad if you didn't take it. I wasn't even paying attention because I'm not interested in trading. And because right now we are in a crazy market. And right now, the most important thing for me is risk for you guys, not to make money. I want to protect you, not help you make money. Right now, doing nothing is absolutely fantastic. Because one wrong, did you see this morning there was a rumor that Hassett, my ex-partner, that he said that they're going to do a 90-day delay. The market bolted to swing highs, and now it's coming right back down. Do you see the impact? I want you to see the impact and how the only impact of anything right now is this tariffs. This is why I said to you this morning very clearly. I said, if you don't know what the catalyst is, you will never, ever, ever be able to gauge price action because you won't know if that catalyst is what's causing the market to. For example, let's say some guy's looking for the CPI report this week and they think that's the catalyst. Duh. Yeah, it made a good impact for you. All right, good. You don't see one on TradingView, Robert. What don't you see on TradingView? Polly, I've told you already. I've known Hassett for over 20 years. He's a yes man. I don't know how many times okay. Kevin Hassett is a great guy. He's a yes man. He's not going to go against the president. I'm not going to get into personal stories with you. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it to you, Polly. Do I need to like draw arrows for you? Call customer service, Robert. Yeah, well, we're not Warren Buffett, but anyways. Hey, Tony the Tiger, good to see you. Good to see you. He does. He's a very good guy. He's actually a very good guy. If you didn't know the tariffs were the catalyst before, you certainly saw it today. Yeah. Did you guys see today when they started talking? Did you see what? Last couple of weeks, CPI, PPI, FOMC, employment report. Have you seen it have any impact on the market? Did you see what happened today when the 90-day delay rumor came in? Robert, how can I show it to you on TradingView when I do not use TradingView? This is not a customer service session for TradingView. This is not a customer session for AlphaZone Pro. Please go with my flow, not your flow. This is not a customer service live session. All right, let's continue. Okay. How would you do that? You were going to do that. I would just short the ES. That's all I would do. Look, when you get an entry signal on the alpha zone, you get an arrow. Let's say it's a down arrow. You short the MES or the ES. Instead of buying a put, you short the MES. When you get an up arrow, you buy the MES. It's that simple. Okay. All right. So what is the market doing right now as we speak? Let me pull up TC 2000. It's nice to be back at the office, actually. I wish I was in an office when it was on a Monday and implied volatility wasn't that high. I'm still looking for trades, but I don't want to overpay by just to give you an idea. Just to give you an idea, guys. Premium on at the money options 2 weeks ago. Premium was $2 to $3. Add the money options that have same day expiration. Premiums right now are $6 to $8. Do you guys understand what I'm saying to you?
That was already up from what it's usually like $1.20, $1.30.
That's a good point too, because we've already had high. Yes. So we're literally paying 3 to 4 times as much for options right now. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Okay. Confidence in a bounce. I see no confidence in this bounce at all. Yes, excellent time to sell options. Yes, we want to sell options. And I'll talk about that later today if you guys give me the opportunity. So let me pull up my chart. SPY. Now this chart looks fantastic. Here's the problem with this chart. We're here, not here. This is very, very bad. It looks like somebody just spit us up and threw us out. Very, very bad. Very, 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 very bad here. Okay. And VIX is elevated. If you look at VIX, we're at key levels right now. Now, you may be hearing some nonsense from CNBC like, well, um, a year after VIX or 2 years after VIX goes up to 50 or 60, prices go. Yeah, that's like the RSI. Eventually it'll go up. Well, great. Yeah. Well, you know what, folks? Eventually the market will go up. Does that really help you at all? That doesn't really help you. Do you really care what the market's going to be a year from now? Do you think you're even going to remember this day a year from now? Probably not unless I remind you, which I will. But my point is that it doesn't really help us to know where it's going to be a year from now. Do we have the Pro Trader dashboard for TradingView? It's easier to stick to TradingView than toggle to and from. Um, John, let me ask you a question, John. Is this a customer service live session? Do I look like Cam to you? Does Matt look like Gustavo to you? Can we stick to topics that are relevant to all of us here, please? Can we do that, John? If we could, I would appreciate it. It would help me focus on what's here. Thank you. All right, let's continue. So my point is, I don't really ever go, Will. I never really. You'd be surprised, Kirk, where these questions are coming from, but they are. So I don't really care about the VIX being at 60 or 80. The point is, the VIX is in crazy fear-driven mode, batshit crazy fear-driven mode right now, and we're going to stay away from it. The whole logic of, well, the market, it only comes here once a year. Who cares? It's here right now. That's all you care about, right? You don't care about what's going to happen a year from now. You care about what's going to happen right now. I hope. Okay. So this is not helping us right now. And yes, it can go higher. There's no law that says it can't go higher. As a matter of fact, if Trump was to come out right now and raise tariffs, this will go higher. See, that's what's driving the market right now. And I've been trying to explain that to you for several weeks now, that that's where we're going and we are here. Mark says I'm flat, slightly up, been listening to me, been mostly sitting on cash, started selling puts. That's it. Now, by the way, I trade the pit. That's me trading my account pretty much. Have you guys seen me doing a lot of trades in the pit? I did 2 trades last week. That's it. That's all we did. Nothing else. Nothing crazy. All right. So we have a lot of uncertainty right now, and don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. We don't know what's going to happen. Bond yield is down right now. Interest rates are up. This isn't helping the bond market either. People are taking a lot of money and putting it into foreign economies, and into a lot of people are leaving the country. You know that trader, the John Carter, Matt,
Hmm.
uh, the guy who created that. What is that stupid indicator called? Called Simpler Trading. The guy from Simpler Squeeze. Yes, that guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's given up on America. He's moving to British Islands. Yeah, he's done. He's finished with America. Anyway, John Carter, yeah, him. He doesn't want to live in America anymore. I don't know why. It's on his Facebook. New beginnings, he's British Islands. Don't ask me. Ask him. Anyways, uh, mm, that's funny. So the bond market is dumping right now. That's not good. Volatility's going up. If you look at all stocks, they're doing all exactly the same, which means this is very much program driven right now. Okay. Uh, so I'm not liking at all what I'm seeing. We're way below the 200-day moving average. Momentum levels on 2 sectors are overdone, but we need momentum levels to be done all over the place. Hey, RJ, how are you? Uh, Let me show you this. 1,100 stocks now. This morning, we came in at 1400. We were at 1700 about an hour ago. Vold, Boyd, Vold is, let me show you how the Vold is doing. Funny that you asked. New low. Vold ain't doing, and we're below the VWAP. That's how the Vold is doing. Yeah. Yeah, I never give up on my country. I'd never leave America. Are you kidding me? Living here is like the best gift in the world. People don't realize it, how good we have it here. All right. So the market is not looking great. I will let you know when we're capitulating. I got excited when we saw they paused tariffs for 90 days. Then we realized it was fake news. So this needs to be up here, the opposite end of where it is right now. All of this needs to be up here. We need to take out the high. We need to go to the 8-day just like we did today. But instead of bouncing down from it, we need to embrace it and trade near the highs. All right. What do you mean by capitulation? Capitulation is what happens when capitulation is what happens when the market bottoms out. We're not there. We're not there. Yep. Yeah. You know, you're right about that, Cyrus. World War II, Rice. Yeah. Yeah. He's right about that. Got an email only Telegram, which is why I used FY. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Did any Google capitulated? Let's take a look. That is no capitulation, my friend. Google is not capitulating. If Google capitulated, it would be a very long bar going down to here, and this would be all the way up here. This hit the 8-day, rejected, and is now trading below the low. This is no capitulation. Now, we have extreme selling pressure right now. The ADD right now is at 2,000, and we've had the tick hit over 900 several times today, including right now as we speak, I believe, right there. Oh, there we go. The gas pedal. And look, it went up, fell apart. Yeah, I don't really care about whose fault it is, other countries. What I want to tell you, I wanted to share a little story with you, okay? One second. And I want to make sure that you guys understand. See, my whole thing is I don't like to tell people what to think. I don't like to tell people what they should be doing. I just like to state the facts and have you guys make your own decision. So I want to give you a little history lesson, okay? Just a little history lesson, and I hope you guys listen. And please stop typing while I do this, okay? Just listen. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine too, okay? So a lot of what we've been hearing from Trump a lot over the last year before the election, and this that so one thing I'm going to say, if the Fed says they're surprised by what Trump is doing, they're full of shit because everybody knew that Trump wanted to do this. Trump has been saying this. One thing I'm going to give him credit for is he's been doing exactly what he said he was going to do. I'm not seeing any surprises here, which is a good thing. But if the Fed's saying like we didn't know this was coming, they did because I knew it was coming, and Trump was elected 2 months before the last or a month before the last race hike. So the Fed knew it too, knew drop. So the Fed knew it too. So he's been consistent. You got to give him that. But one thing he's been talking about is, and I've noticed he's been saying this several times. He was talking about the old ways, the old ways, the old ways. He's been saying, let's not get into the politics. Let's just get into tariffs. This is about tariffs, not about Trump. But Trump's been saying that, tariffs is our savior. Tariffs is going to save our economy. All this stuff. So I just want to give you guys a little history lesson. It'll be very, very brief, and I want to just touch on some very key points. Okay. So now tariffs was a predominant source of revenue. It was a chief source of revenue for the foreign government, for the federal government for most of the country's history. It was. It was. It was. It really was. Until the 20th century. Now, tariffs, excise tax, alcohol, cigarettes, all that stuff, that was big. Now, tariffs supported most of what the government did well into the 1800s. I think about 1880s, 1900s, okay? Now, the problem is this. The problem is this. Back then, the government really didn't do very much. I want you guys to think, please let me speak. The government didn't really do very much 150 years ago. You know, they did about four things. I'm thinking maybe five things. They dealt with the army, the mail. They definitely the mail, the court system, a little bit of the court system. Mm, duties and taxes. Yeah, that's about it, right? Now, now after 1900, after 1900, if you look at a percentage of GDP from tariffs, it was very, very frisky. Post-war, it was as high as 40%, but it went down to about 10%. And I think during Ronald Reagan, I think if I'm correct, Matt, please tell me if I'm right, it was about 30%. 30, maybe 31% during Reagan's administration. All right. And maybe even during the pandemic. Okay. So if you look at the federal spending as a percentage of our GDP, right? 10% to 40%. Let's say 20%, 25%. Okay. Well, before 1900, it was only 2.7%. 2.7%. That's all we needed to get from tariffs. 2.7%. That's what the federal government as a percentage of spending as a percentage of GDP. Okay. Now, we didn't have Medicare. We didn't have senior citizens. We didn't have kids moving in with parents. We didn't have environmental regulations. We didn't have food inspections. We didn't have, say, airline safety. Those things didn't exist. So there wasn't really much for federal government to do. So the whole thing with, well, let's just go back to how things were, we can't, because we have diseases like COVID. We can't go back and make the military 25,000 people, can we now? Because that's what it was in the 1800s. No Social Security back in the 1800s, RJ. So the federal government does a lot more than the federal government used to do. So the whole thing that our president is saying, well, in the old days, we want to bring back the old days. We want to bring back the old days. No, we don't want to bring back the old days. Like the last thing we want to do is bring back the old days. So the whole thing about the federal government, we're not spending 1 or 2% on the federal government. We're spending about 25, 30% on the federal government. Now, if you take in the total revenue that the federal government takes in, okay, it's $4.7 trillion. Income tax, right? Half of all revenue is income tax, payroll tax, excise tax, corporate tax. That's $4.7 trillion. It's Angie, I am moving forward. This is what I said I was going to talk about today. So that's $4.7 trillion. I said in the morning that I was going to talk about the history and of tariffs. And as you could see, I'm really not getting political about this. I'm just saying that we keep saying our presidents say we're going to go back. That we're going to go back to how things were. But the problem is we can't go back to how things were because we're spending so much money on the federal government in the last 100 years. And that number is going to continue to be higher and higher. Now, According to Peter Navarro, he said on Sunday night, which was yesterday, that we're going to spend about 6 trillion. We're going to get about $6 trillion from the tariffs over the next 10 years. And in the short term, we're going to be getting 800 billion from tariffs. Okay. So my question to you folks is, if over the next 10 years, according to Trump's guys, this is not according to people that don't like him. This is like the best case scenario. Okay. So according to the guys that are involved in this, um, they're saying we're not talking about any other presidents. We're talking about the guy who's president right now. Um, so my question is, if we're going to raise $800 billion from tariffs over the next, say, 12 months, and our nut is $4.7 trillion to pay for the federal government, um, how are these tariffs going to replace anything? That's all. I just wanted to explain that to you guys. So this whole thing about like tariffs are going to replace the federal government, and they're not going to do any such thing. 800 million, 4.7 trillion. It's just not going to happen. And that's math. The total over 10 years, according to Navarro, was $6 trillion. And I'm not really getting into politics. I'm talking about numbers. This is just numbers. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, Boyd, but again, no, it's 4.7 trillion if you take into account income tax, payroll tax, excise tax, and corporate tax. That's what it is. That's how much the federal government takes in. Not just not no, it's 4.7 trillion, not 0.32. If you think it's 3.2, then it only makes my argument stronger, RJ. The way I put it is too obvious. Do you think they just don't know that this as well? Yeah, well, see, you bring up a really good point. You bring up Dave K. Now, you bring up a really good point, Dave K. And I'm going to tell you why I notice that I said something very interesting when I started this conversation. The reason I started talking about it, because every time I hear Trump talk, he's alluding to how these tariffs are going to liberate us and how they're going to save this country and how it's going to kind of like replace federal government. And I'm scratching my head and I'm doing the numbers and I don't understand how that can happen because we're talking about $4.7 trillion and we're talking about, or some people say $3.2 trillion, and they're looking to bring in 6 trillion over the next 10 years. So how are these tariffs going to do this? Okay, now, folks, I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm not trying to call names. I'm having a very normal discussion here, and I hope you guys understand. I'm not saying the Democrats are going to do better or the Republic. This is not what this is. I'm just trying to. Do you guys understand? Trillion tax combined with tariffs could help lower. But no. But you see, they want to. What he's saying is. Dennis, what he's saying is he wants the tariffs to take over that he wants the tariffs to make up he wants to take away the 4.7. He wants the tariffs to do the job. Sometimes Trump does say some confusing things. I agree, but what he and Besson are trying to do is not to take us back, quite the opposite. I'm not saying he's doing that. I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying that he keeps saying how we want to go back to how it was in the old days. And he keeps talking about old days and he keeps talking about how back in the old days tariffs were this thing that made America great. And I'm saying that the period that he's talking about, federal government really didn't have much expenses. It was only 1.9% of the GDP. Right now, it's 30%. And what I'm also saying is that that's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to put things into perspective. I'm not trying to give you guys this is not a good, bad, ugly. This is just what it is. right? I hate this. I mean, I'm sorry if you don't like hearing this, but I'm just telling you the truth. Okay? Sorry if I offended anybody, but I just wanted to tell you what the numbers are based on what they're projecting and based on what the federal government is bringing in. I know, Phil. I know. That's like the best case scenario. Oh, by the way, I forgot to give you the last part of the equation. We're right now collecting eight. If you're curious what we're collecting right now in tariffs, it's 80 billion. And they think it's going to be 800 billion like within the next year, which would be 10-time increase. But would it really do anything? Eh. So that's all. That's all I wanted to share with you. Don't bite my head off, okay? Yeah, merrily we will, but is it worth all this market? Is it worth like look at this chart? Merrily, yes, I agree. It's going to help, but is it worth this? We were here. We're here now. Was it worth all that to go from 6,100 to 4,800? I don't think so. I personally don't think so. And I would say that most folks here, unless they're insane, would say it wasn't worth this. It wasn't worth this. All right. Let's stick to trading instead of See, every time I say something people don't want to hear, their response is, let's not talk about politics. This isn't political. This is fiscal. This is not political. This is fiscal, my friends. And stop get I've noticed that every time people don't want to hear something, stop they pull out the political card. This has nothing to do with politics. This is fiscal. I'm talking about numbers. All right, all right. Let's continue. I'm literally trying to educate you and give you numbers based on what our government is telling us. You have to interpret it if it's good, bad, if it's enough. That's up to you. Uh, all right. All right. Hopefully I didn't offend too many here. Other pieces are income from additional manufacturing. Matt, hope you're feeling better. What did we pay on tariffs today? 80 Claire, 80 billion. We're getting 80 billion. We're getting 80 billion. So far, we're collecting about 80 billion. All right. Let's see. All right. All right. Yeah, I think it's a good discussion. I mean, just you guys, I think it's nice for everybody to know where they stand, right? I mean, in terms of like, what's the actual numbers? Like, how much do we need? Yeah, 80 billion is very little. Oh, I know, Ken. Plus, you remember, you got me this T-shirt. Yes, you're the only one reporting what you see. Hmm. Yeah, but that's where we are right now. I mean, good or bad, or it's like if I tell you what the CPI came in, and people are going to start saying you're being political. Don't you want to know where we're at? They're talking about 6 trillion over the next 10 years, starting with 800 billion over the next 12 months. Currently, it's about 80 billion. And and the government's collecting something around 4 point something. That's all I'm saying. And back in the day, the Trump keeps talking about, they didn't do much. They didn't people used to get people or Matt, do you remember the days when people used to get teeth? I mean, there was no control over anything back then. We can't go back to those days. Okay. So, as far as the stock market, I believe we still need to. I think we could be in a recession. I think we can be in a recession, but not for 3, 4 years. I think we could be in a recession for more like 15 months. That's why Trump is building the world to drop to zero rates for anyone that he will stop all the tariffs. Well, we'll see. Always have, just remember, many people will bitch, even if you, yep, yep, yep. Folks, all I'm doing is trying to give you numbers. Trump didn't come up with these numbers. He didn't create these numbers. They're not, this is really nothing to do with Trump or Biden or nothing like that. It's just this is where we're at. You need to know the numbers. You got to know the numbers. I mean, doesn't it better knowing the numbers? Umesh says, "Is it time to get out of the market?" Nah, Umesh, you should stay in the market. Don't worry about a thing. All right, levels, key levels. We are completely being driven by technicals. We are at key levels right now. I would like to see a consolidation at these key levels. I would like to see a consolidation at the current levels where we're at right now, or near the current levels where we're at right now. Right around the current levels. Yeah, that's all, folks. I just wanted to tell you, how everything shakes out. I'm not trying to c- I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to convince you. All I'm telling you is this is what's coming in. This is what's coming out. This is what Trump keeps alluding to when he keeps saying how tariffs are great, he keeps talking about the past. And I just wanted to say, hey, there was a reason why they were lower in the past. There's a reason why we're where we are now. That's all it is. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to shake at your opinion of anything, you know? Yeah, exactly. Like, don't blow my head off. Tell the government this. Yeah. Yeah. So we are at key levels on the S&P 500. To be quite honest with you, what is the plan? If I'm a president, my plan is not to be a bull in a china shop. That's what my plan would be. My plan would, you want me to tell you what I would do? I would do exactly what he's doing right now, behind the door, without telling us any of it. I would do this privately. I wouldn't be making announcements every 5 minutes or making any claims or doing any of that or telling us we are, we're not, we are, we're not, we are, we're not, we are, we're not. Then I would make some kind of an agreement when everything is completely ascertained. And then I would make an announcement over a year's period of time, slowly, nation by nation, in a staggered way. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. But what do I know? I mean, what the hell do I know? That's what I would do. That's what that's what most politicians do. They don't really go and they usually do things under, on the down low. So I would do it. I would do exactly what he's doing right now, but I would do it totally on the down low. That's what I would do. Does anybody disagree with me? Matt, do you agree with me?
Yep.
Thank you. That's all. That's all. I would just do it on the down low.
Or
I would,
staggered. His tariff plan
well,
was
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
lot at once.
Exactly. Notice, I didn't say I wouldn't do what he's doing. I said I would do it on the down low. That's all I said. Matt is like the last yes man you will ever find. That's all so you ask what I would do? That's what I would do. I would do exactly what he's doing. I would talk to my guys. I would think it through a million times over. I would set up meetings with the foreign nationals. I wouldn't be announcing anything to anybody. Then I would do it very slowly, and I would let the market adjust to it very slowly. That's what I would do. Call me crazy, call me old fashioned. That's what I would do. All right, next level is right here, 476. We got some levels here. That's all I would do. I don't necessarily disagree with the fact that we're getting hosed by other countries, and I never ever said it, by the way. I would just prefer to deal with it in a different way. Trump being good at poker. Yeah. Anyway, those are my levels right here. These are our levels, folks, right here. He won't, Jasmine. No matter what I tell him, he's not going to do it. That's not how Kevin. He's just not. That's not how he is. These are your key levels, folks. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Thank you, Kirk. How you get your levels. I'm showing you right now how I'm getting these levels. I'm drawing trend lines right at major resistance and support levels. I'm literally showing you right now in real time. Look where these levels are approaching. Major humps, major areas. See? Right there in real time. Okay, let's do the same thing on the QQQ now. See how it touches this area and how it touches this area right here? That's a major area. And look how far back I'm going. That's a major area right here. We're right now at a major, major area. I hope you guys are writing these levels down. Those are the major levels on the QQQ. Yeah, I think we are near capitulation. See this area right here? Here, let me show you. There's a lot of stuff over here. I don't think we're going to get all the way down here. I think we're going to capitulate around here somewhere. So I don't think we're that far off. I don't think we're that far off. Another thing, and I wanted to show you, another thing, and I know that how many people we got here? 568, and here, wow, Matt, we're at a record level here. It's fantastic.
I
Folks,
think so.
yeah, these are the levels right here. 389.28, 395.60, 417.67, 499.81, and 503.11. Okay, you should be able to see my screen. Carolyn says screen. Instead of ripping the band-aid off, we should see it ripping back. Bikini. We'll see, Bodine. But right now, this is not a good market right now. So I think we are getting near capitulation levels. I think we are. I think we're getting very, very close. The biggest thing that's telling me that is actually right here. Right. And I wanted to show you how I draw this. A few of you wanted to know this. Chris, Richard was, I don't know if Richard's here right now. Actually, I don't think I saw Richard. Richard, are you here? Richard gave an interview. He was here live for 2 days in the for the live class we had about a month ago. And he was here for about 2 days with everybody else. We had about 60, 70 people here. And that interview was recorded. You can probably get a copy of it if you have the Pro Trader dashboard or if you're in the pit. What does capitulation mean? Umesh. Oh, there you are, Richard. Thank you. And you're not arguing, thank God. Richard usually posts my opinion of the programs all the time. So, Richard, please feel free. Richard says, that's what I do best. Yes. Oh, you just got it. Thanks. Yeah, you should watch it. It's about an hour and a half interview. It's actually you got to join the pit, program. Mm. By the way, I'll be talking about a pit, and I have new announcements to talk about in the pit in 12 minutes. Matt, can you post those links?
Mm-hmm.
You guys do not want to miss this. You really don't want to miss this. Yeah. And yes, the last losers we took in the pit were in January. It was the D-Dog trade and it was the Home Depot trade. And yes, we traded twice in the pit last week. takes time, Boyd. It takes time. Thanks. And can you post it also on YouTube?
Yep, I'm working on
Thanks.
it.
All right. Yeah, the yield trade was great. All right. So let me show you guys something. Either or, either the pit or the pro trader dashboard. There's what Richard says. The two platforms are the best tools you can have to trade successfully. I honestly don't know what else needs to be said. Richard, did you take the short, the high of the day today, the short trade, this one right here? By the way, we just got another sell signal just now.
I think that was a misprint though.
Oh,
Look at the
because of
wick.
this?
Yeah, we had a dark pool wick print.
Richard says, I'm up $10,000. Yes, sir. There you go. Look at this short right here. Did you take it on E-mini, I hope? Tell me yes, Richard. Not options, but E-minis. Yes, good. Definitely. Yeah, options are way too the premiums are too expensive right now. Brett says Pro Trader dashboard and the pit is all I need. Let me repost that, Brett. There's what people are saying. All right. Grab that note from Richard. But yeah, let me look at the signal. We got 1 and 2, the bottom and the high. I don't know what this is all about. Anyways, I digress. Let me show you guys something. I hope you guys are going to take a screenshot right now. You want to take a screenshot of this or you want to write this down. I'm going to show you a few steps, okay?
While you're setting that up, I'll answer Stan's question. He asked me how I knew if that was a misprint or a dark pool print. One, because I was watching it, and two, as I was watching it, I went and looked in the time and sales, and nothing executed at that price.
Do you guys see what I just drew on the screen? Thank you, Matt. This is momentum levels in the last 15 years. 15 years. Is this useful to you? Here, you could see it better here. I'm going to do it again. Is this useful to you guys? Yeah, I think we're pretty close to Richard. You see this? Basic materials. How about technology? Let's look at technology. Everybody always wants to trade instead of just waiting for the best opportunity. This is technology. Look at where we're at, folks. Did you guys do what I say and write down what I just told you so you could do this yourself? Did anybody actually listen to me? You could do that, David. You can. Just don't. Right now, options are just a little overinflated, like 3 times their usual value. It doesn't
A
happen
little.
often. It happens once every 5 years, but 10 years. But, this is not a normal market. Anyway, do you see this rubber band? It's getting stretched. Let's see if anything else looks this nasty. Yeah, info, industrial. We're getting there. We need to see a little more of this. Like, for example, I want to see consumer discretionary there. Thanks, Richard. I think people just don't want to hear they think either they know better or they just love to argue. This is very useful, folks. I taught this to Jeffrey a few years back. He loves doing this. He'll tell you he loves doing this. Steven says one clue is how the buying stepped in on today's rumor. No, Steven. If you thought that buying is telling you that buyers stepped in on today, you're completely wrong. No. What today showed you was that your ass better know what the catalyst is, because if you don't know what the catalyst is, you won't know what the reason for the move is. Stephen, if you got that out of today's rumor, that then you didn't get the right thing. The right thing was to know what's moving the market. And today we saw a demonstration that the only thing that's moving the market is these tariff talks, which I've been trying to tell you guys that for the last 2 months. That's what today's demonstrated. It didn't demonstrate that the buyers were interested. If it was a fact that the tariffs would be delayed for 90 days, that would completely disarm all the downside danger that we're seeing in the market today. So obviously buyers would start stepping in aggressively. But that didn't happen, and we don't know if it'll happen. But what we did see was when we saw that that was a possibility, buyers came in droves. So what we're seeing is we're seeing a confirmation, you're seeing a validation that what we think is driving the market is actually driving the market. What did I say this morning? The CPI report this week is not going to make any difference. The PPI report is not going to make any difference. Today demonstrated that to us. What today demonstrated is this market is being completely news driven, and our technical analysis is completely garbage and useless till this is done. And fortunately, these events happen once every 5, 10, 15 years. That's how it works. COVID, we don't know. The world is pinned to the next decision that our president is going to make about tariffs. You saw a demonstration of that this morning, not the fact that buyers were willing to buy. Of course, buyers are willing to buy if there's a 90-day reprieve. That's what's causing the downside. So if that downside is no longer there, they're going to be buying. So, but what you did see this morning is what exactly is driving the market. And what do I tell you every morning? If you don't know at the start of the day what is driving the market, you will not have an ability to gauge price action. All right. I'm going to give you stock. I'm not even going to give you stocks to the downside because they're all overextended. I really don't want you guys to trade because most of you cannot trade this the right way. I will tell you that every stock that I like, Carnival, XYZ, Coin, Dow, they're all trading, CRM, they're all trading below the 200-day moving average. And there are no stocks on my up list right now. Please, please, please don't go buying anything right now. Don't go selling anything. Wait. Just sit there and wait. Do you guys like to go out during storms, during Hurricane 5 storms? If you guys like to play during Hurricane 5 storms, then this is a good time for you to trade. If you like to sit home and watch Netflix during Hurricane 5 storms, this is a good time to not do anything. You don't know if the house is going to get hit. Maybe your block's not going to get hit. Maybe it will, but we're at a Hurricane 5 storm right now. Don't go doing anything crazy. Historically, would you say this tariff catalyst could be the worst than the COVID? No, about the same. Just total unforeseeability. Yeah. Yeah, or Art. Would you go driving on the freeway after the Northridge earthquake? How about we just have the Northridge earthquake and you and I decide to go take a nice drive down the 405 and fall right into a hole that a lot of people did right after the earthquake. Don't go driving your car after a Northridge quake. Don't go getting outside, doing a rain dance, doing the Chuka rain dance during a Hurricane 5 earthquake. You guys all get my point. I will see you in about 3 minutes in the other room, or we're going to have a great webinar. Don't do anything crazy. I'm trying to keep you out of trouble. And I hope my tariff discussion today was instrumental and helpful. All right. I wasn't trying to upset anybody. Just wanted to tell you where the numbers are. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye. Post that link, please, Matt.
I did.
All
Post
right.
it again. Bye, everyone.